Cancer. Dealing with a cancer in your chart, cross-watcher, whatever brought you to this reading, there is a message here for you. And when you come across that message, I want to strongly encourage you to claim that for yourself. So you take a nice deep breath, you say yes to that, you say to the universe, I claim that for myself. This is a general message for Cancer for 21 till 31 August. So please take it as it resonates. With me, your psychic tarot reader, Adrian Nelson. We're going to take a look into your energy with the tarot. We're going to clarify, then we're going to end off with an oracle message. And at the end of the reading, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap for you, just to make sure that you get all the information. So be sure to stick around all the way to the end. We are going to start off with your challenge. What an interesting challenge to have, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel that for many of you, Cancer, the challenge that you have for this 21 till 31 August period is not necessarily making money or grounding opportunities, jobs, careers, confidence, whatever. It's more sort of like in a space here of accepting it on a deeper level that you are worthy of it, you know. I feel that for many of you, you are in a space where you're going forward, but you're a little stuck, and going forward, but a little stuck. And it might be time for you to maybe do some deeper exploration into the mind as to what are some of the things that might be holding you back when it comes to career, finances, confidence, getting the sort of life that you'd like to have. On the deeper level, you might believe that you're either not fully worthy of it, that now is not just the right time, you need to do some more work, you can't just come that easily. Feel that it's time to do almost like a little bit of a rewrite in the mind of your worth and your value in life. Okay. Also really working on self-acceptance and accepting the time for you to be successful is now. You know, sometimes it's difficult to sort of get that the time for me is right now. Okay. Let's see what is your strength for this period and also what is directly influencing you before we take a look at some, you know, past influences and see where all of this is leading us. Yep, there we go. So your strength sort of ties in with your challenge, new beginnings. For many of you, I feel it's a time to leave behind and re-embrace in a different way. It's time to change. You know this. There's a new beginning for you, new potential, brand new stage is set for you. All right? But some of you do have this thing in the mind that you go like, well, I can do this, but what if? So I do feel that there's a bit of a risk that needs to be taken here, you know, a bit of a chance. And for some of you, you know this is the next step. You know this is your divine path. You know this is for your highest good. You know this is giving you success, inner peace, and all of those type of things. But there's still sort of that nail-biting moment of like, yeah, well, if I do that, what if? You know? Let's see what has brought you to this space. And we clarify, we're going to get some deeper sort of, you know, guidance with that. But I can see that some of you are on that space where you might want to sort of be aware of the fact that you might be holding on to a little bit of negativity there, okay? What has brought you to this point? This is so typical Cancer. So let's just show you this. So you've worked really hard. I can feel that for many of you, you've really invested yourself, your time, your energy. Sometimes you had to really be the one that was motivating yourself, where you almost had to walk at things alone, where it was hard. It was really, really hard. For some of you, really, really went there at the distance, did everything that you needed to do, learned the lessons, got better at your art, your craft, or whatever it may be. And then new opportunities started to come in. It's like you realize that it's time to expand. I also feel that it was time for many of you to realize that it's time to open your heart to love again. It's time to open yourself to a beautiful connection again. It's time to open yourself to confidence, you know, new connections, new friendships. maybe even to become more social. It might be that some of you really went into that whole hermit sort of space. So a lot of you realize those things and you were like, well, I get that, but do I wanna? You know? And so what then happened there in your space? I see there's a breakthrough opportunity that came about for you, sudden money that brings sudden opportunities, for you to build a new, different life. So all of that past has brought you into that space, beautiful Cancers, that you realize now it's time to go forward. But you know, there comes a time in life when you really have to apply yourself and you have to work really hard to get what you want to get. And then there comes a time to realize that you have now received what it is that you need to get, but you might still be in that mind space, that almost like a sense of fear, a go sort of space, like I must, and I have to, because that is where I'm going. And so something that you want to work on is your mindset, because I feel that some of you are sort of overexerting yourself, feeling that instead of allowing, feeling that I have to do, and you don't have to do. But I do feel that for some of you, it is a little bit of a challenge to just let go of that. So, you know, here's an exercise that works really well. You touch yourself in a nice, gentle way. I like to sort of like use my finger and just do it across my hand, almost like you would console someone else and be like, you know what, Adrian, it's okay to let go. You don't have to hold on. You've worked really hard to get to where you are at the moment. You've really invested yourself, and now you've really reached all this beautiful side. Maybe it's time to take a bit of a rest, time to do something nice for you. Maybe take yourself out to lunch, you know, go and socialize with some friends, whatever, you know, like that sort of thing. And I'm willing to release all patterns of fear that I'm consciously aware of and subconsciously not aware of, that is causing me to have this experience of life. I'm willing to release all possible fears on all levels for the highest good of all. Nice exercise to do to move forward in life, because there is definitely a space of moving forward here. There is a interesting one. There is a space here of possibly this might be somebody that you dealt with before, in love, possibly. Or it could be somebody who was very close to you, like a close friend, maybe a close confidant, that you had the experience of that person maybe stabbing you in the back, major disappointment. Very possible for love here, where you are sort of thinking of opening yourself, your heart again, because you've changed and they've changed. So there's forgiveness taking place here, and there's sort of painting a new picture with someone, whereas before, maybe that wasn't that wasn't really the best thing to do. Maybe going forward now, with time that has passed, with healing that has passed, and growth that has taken place, it might be time to sort of start something almost new, but possibly with the same person, or somebody that reminds you quite a lot of another person. Okay, and it's not really about replacing the one with the other. That's not what it is. Who else did I get that for? Not too sure. Maybe going forward, possibly dealing with a Leo, or just looking at the Leo placements in your chart. There's a link in the description that actually says free natal chart. You can check out your placements. Very helpful. Let's clarify this recent past. Let's see what has brought you towards where you are. Yep, some healing needed to take place there for you. Some heart healing needed to take place, and possibly needed to take place without someone. I can feel that for some of you, you may have been quite fixated on someone, may have really, I'm not talking about stalking vibes here, but really wanted something to work out with someone, but may have realized that that may possibly never happen. And so you kind of realized that you needed to get some clarity. And some of you could see a connection, a relationship with someone slipping, and you allowed it to slip because you also needed to almost find yourself without that person. Gotten the Four of Cups there twice in your recent past. I also feel that for some of you, it's almost like you somehow you may have got a connection with someone that grew closer, and you had to be sure not just for your sake, but for their sake as well. I feel this is a decision that comes from love. You have to be sure that this was the right decision for both of you. All right. Possibly dealing with a Virgo there, or just some Virgo energy. It also feels like you needed some time. It's almost like this relationship, or this connection rather, to put a lot of strain on your body physically. So needed a little bit of time there from that. But it's almost like hope is flaring up again for you in your current space. Let's clarify this current space. What is very interesting is that some of you may have been in a space where you felt that, maybe you have to move on without a person, that's never going to happen. And now you're in a space where you're becoming very clear. And I don't necessarily feel it as the sort of clarity that sometimes Cancer can really, sort of like the emotions can make you feel so kaplunk. I don't feel it like that. I feel it more sort of like getting in a space where you get the clarity of, I would actually like to be with that person. Maybe before, and some of you might not want to hear this, but I feel that maybe before, the person that was holding things back wasn't them, it was you, even though you might have perceived it to be them. I feel that you dealt with someone that actually may have really, really tried, and if you were dealing with a Virgo will give everything, I feel that for some of you, maybe you needed to maybe clear things out in your life first, in your career, in your job, in your money, in your finances. Within yourself, you needed to get some clarity. You definitely needed to fight some demons and dragons there of your own. And now your heart is open and ready to share that beautiful experience of life and love. Really healed beautifully there from the things that were holding you back. Let's look at the energy going forward. Potential outcome. Turning lemons into lemonade. Definitely turning lemons into lemonade here with this connection. Also, this connection is really, really beautiful because, it's almost like, it's almost like that, that movie Failure to Launch. You needed to get a bit of clarity and encouragement within yourself. But now, I feel that you got that clarity, you know what you want, you're clear about what you want. And also, there's a beautiful potential for this connection to work out in a romantic sense. Or if that doesn't work out, I feel that it also works in a beautiful friendship sense. And whereas before you may have said, well, friendship is just not enough for me anymore. You may sort of have come to realize how golden that friendship actually is. And so you'd rather have that than nothing at all. And I just feel it's a beautiful thing going forward. Okay, it's a little bit undecided in energy at the moment, so maybe you need to talk, maybe you need to make some decisions. So the energy going forward is not set, but it is very positive, which is very good. All right, so it works out in a way that really serves the highest good of all. Amazing stuff. Let's see what we've got in Oracle energy for you, Cancer. So as I said, there was that little bit of a failure to launch initially, but now, beautiful. Oracle message for Cancer, please. What do they need to know? What will benefit them? Angels, guides, and guardians. What does Cancer need to know, please? And next week, I'm going to have a September love reading for you. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. This is a reminder that just because things are not working out the way that you wanted them to work out, Cancer, doesn't mean that they worked out in a negative way. Sometimes when things don't work out the way that we'd like them to, it leads us into very positive directions. But as long as you are not open to that idea, it can't really sort of present the magic in the moment to you. Okay? So you may not be exactly where you want to be, even though for some of you I feel that you are quite cozy where you are at the moment. But there's magic in where you are. And if you allow yourself to open to those small little miracles in life, it leads to these bigger miracles, and it leads to this beautiful connection that you have with your person going forward. All right. So a little bit of challenges there in the past, possible separation from your person, needed to deal with your own feelings, needed to do some healing, beautiful financial breakthrough, possibilities coming through there for you, beautifully going forward. In a space of new beginnings, be mindful of their mind, Be careful of that mind telling you, no, 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 all right? Remember, your mind likes to keep you in a space of familiarity, and that can sometimes keep you in a crap space for a while. Going forward, possibly starting someone or reigniting something with someone, talking about the past, really getting clarity, building something beautiful going forward. So that's what I got for you, Cancer. I hope that it helps. If any of you are interested in a deeper exploration of your life potential through your energy, you can always book a personal reading. The details on how to book that is down below in the description. Also in the description is a link for my step-by-step tarot reading course. There's a link for my free oracle card reading course. Definitely give the regression, the guided regression hypnosis coming up on your screen right now, give that a chance. It will really help your life in abundantly positive ways. For releasing what doesn't serve you and embracing that which positively serves you. All right, so that's what I got for you. Namaste, love and light. See you next week. Bye.